Alright, before you start, the first thing you need to do is make sure your frame is level from side to side. Also, it needs to be level from front to back. We have a level on the front of the truck to make sure that's level from side to side also. The wheelbase should be 116 inches from wheel to wheel, and that's your center line. You can also use a square to find it, or it's a 36.5 inches from the back of the frame, and that's how we get started.
Okay, what we're doing here now is bracing the rear end of the truck. It's always a good idea whenever you're doing any kind of a C-notch or step notch, just so you make sure it doesn't fall. And do both sides just to be safe.
That's all you gotta do. Alright, these are the parts that you're gonna need to get started assembling your 2-link. You need to assemble it outside of the truck first and then mock it up. So we're gonna assemble it real quick and then we'll show you how to mock it up. Okay, just to get your 2 links set at the right length, you want to go from center of the bolt to the back of your bracket on the 2-link. That's 51.5, and then you just want to make sure that you have the other one threaded out the same distance and that measures the same.
Okay, this is the 2-link assembled. Next we're going to move on over to the frame and install the step notches. But this is what it should look like once you get it all together. Okay, right here what we're doing is we're grabbing the other side. It's the C-notch cap. You're going to clamp that to the side outside of the frame, because what happens is on this here frame it bows out.
And now that we have the top rail on the frame the same width all the way along, now our C-notch plates will stay square and parallel.
There, I got it written on there too.
Alright, what we've done here is measured the top of the frame. Comes to 2 1/8. So we made some little spacers so that you can put them behind the bottom of the C-notch so that it doesn't fold in when you go to clamp it to the frame. That'll just hold it still for you while you're tacking it in. Okay, once we got one side in and centered, we tacked it into place. Then we moved over to the other side with our spacers and our clamps. We clamped that side in. Then we double checked, measuring from the back of the frame with a straight edge to make sure that both of them line up and that it's correct. Once you do that, then you can tack the other side in. Okay, once you have your inside C-notch plates tacked in place, you can clamp the outer plates on and then tap them until they line up with a straight edge going all the way across. Once those line up, front, back, top, bottom, then you can tack those into place.
Yeah, or you go for it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So to find the center point in the cap for your C-notch, start at the shortest point, roll it back, and then tack either end. Then you can work your way out. You're going to end up trimming a little bit off of this end. We made them a little long so that they don't come up short, but you'll figure that out when you get down here and you start to finish it. Then you can trim it to fit. That's it.
Okay, what Dan's doing here now is he's starting to tack it into place. Then he'll show you how to roll it while it's hot. Go ahead. There you go. There's the beginning of it. Then you
just
move
keep
your way
going,
to the back.
working your way back. Tack as you go and just keep rolling. When you get to this point, you can measure from the corner down, and from the corner to this edge, trim it and roll it the rest of the way.
And remember, these come with a slight overlap, probably about a 1/4 inch on each side, so you can get a weld in. But if you prefer it, if you want to get fancy, you can trim it to fit. And if you're going to grind it all smooth, you don't want any weld showing, then there's always that option. It's a little bit more work though.
Alright, once you have all your C-notch plates, top plates, everything tacked into place, now it's time to weld everything solid before you cut out your frames in the center. So now we're going to weld everything solid.
Okay, right now Dan's welding it in solid. Remember to jump around as you're welding it so you don't get any kind of warpage. This is why we put the legs in the back, just to make sure nothing falls or comes out uneven.
Alright, once you have all your step notch plates welded solid and you've allowed it to cool down, you can either take a plasma cutter or a sawzall, whatever you might have, and just follow the inside line and cut the frame out. The hammer's underneath your foot. Just like that. And then do the other side.
Okay, now we're inserting the lower bottom part of the step notch, which is the arch inside. Make sure you get it all centered and squared, and you can go ahead and start welding. What he's doing right now is just kind of tacking it in place so it holds. And remember, once you got it all welded in, you'll have to trim the bottom and weld that up. It's kind of a trim to fit, so.
Then when you're done welding it in solid, you trim the excess on the bottom. Use a cutoff wheel, plasma cutter, whatever you might have. Trim the bottom. Just like that.